everyone. Real quick short stream tonight. Just putting together my video for memory of the day. Long day, tiring day. We'll get all the recaps in on either tomorrow or Monday. Um, um, pretty decent overall. But just doing a real quick stream tonight. Just for my memory. So, memory of the day for August 8th, 2020. This is day 33 of 366. And yesterday's story about the World Risk Championship had brought to my mind another story at one of the tournaments. I can't remember which tournament this was. I can't remember where it was, but it was somewhere. It was again during one of the championship tournaments. And the tournaments were always as much about, psyching out your opponent as actual strategy. Folks would show up in different kinds of costumes, or they'd show up as different personas. And during this particular tournament, the final table was I was there. I was wearing a tuxedo shirt and a purple Joker hat. Joker from the comic books. Um, there was another individual that was in a full ninja outfit, so complete head to toe, black face mask, total ninja. Another person was in full camouflage that included a drop cloth over his face that was camouflage, so you couldn't see any part of his face at all, even his eyes. There was another person that was in a classic poker hat with mirrored sunglasses on. Um, the fifth person had an actual a full uh, steel a steel and sharpened sword, which wasn't not real that wasn't actually that all of that unusual from my group. I have an entire collection of swords and weapons, and but this person came with a sword strapped to their back. And then the sixth person, who was also the owner of the hall at the time, Gary, who was one of my closest friends, my gambling partner. He was there in a full business suit because where we had the tournament was was at this place called Aces, which my grandfather, my family used to own, and then Gary, who was my cousin, second cousin, took it over and started running it. And it had two halls. It had two basically catering halls. One was this very large hall where things like weddings and anniversaries and sporting things and all that would happen. Musical performances. It could seat 500 to 700 people, say. So it was a big hall. It was a big indoor hall. And then right next door to it, connected, was a much smaller hall for 150, 200 people. And on this particular night, there was a large wedding that was happening on the one side, on the large side, and then the small side was empty. That's where we were having our Risk tournament, and pretty much everybody that played in the Risk tournaments were smokers except me. I was never a smoker, and a couple of the person in the ninja outfit was not a smoker. But most of the other people at this particular tournament were smokers. So the entire room was just filled with smoke. Um, and we're playing the game, and we hear the door open, and we're like, oh, someone else is coming in. And this wasn't unusual because a lot of time family members would stop by and see, hey, how's the tournament going and whatnot. So we were curious who it was. We heard some voices. We didn't know who it was. And it was maybe, I don't know, five or six uh, ladies that came walking in, and they come walking up, and they're kind of, you can hear they're kind of confused, like, why is it so quiet in here? I thought the wedding was happening, and they reached the top. There was a ramp that led up into the hall, and they reached the top of the ramp, and everybody at the table turns to look at them at the same time just to see who is this. So all they see is this smoke-filled room with this guy in a business suit and a Joker hat and a ninja and a guy with a sword on his back and somebody in full camouflage and someone with these mirrored sunglasses and poker hat looking at him. And no one says a word. Everyone just turns and looks at him. And the look on their face as the lead lady, the girl in front, turns, and all you hear is her say, "Go, go, 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 go," and they just go rushing back out, like they're like, "Oh my God, we stumbled onto some sort of, mafia underworld thing happening here. We gotta get out quick." And they took off, and everyone was just like, "Oh my God!" Gary was laughing. He's like, "Oh, I feel like I should go chase them down," but they probably just run faster. So that is my memory of the day. Was this hilarious event that occurred where I always wanted to be able to have a chance to find out what did they think. Like, do any of them ever still talk about it today? 30, 35 years later, do they go, Marcy, do you remember that time? What do you think was going on there? But it's definitely one of my favorite hilarious memories from the Risk days. And that is it for today. And that will be it for the day overall. I'm going to sign off, get some rest. Might be around tomorrow to do some streaming, but if not, I'll be there Monday. We'll recap what happened on the weekend, see where we're at. Still alive in the PGA tournament. Hatton missed the cut, so that sucked. And Woodland has not been golfing over the last 2 days, so he's down to like 51st now. He made the cut, but I don't know if he's going to be able to make any of our bets. That would be the first time since we started streaming that we didn't win anything on the PGA on the PGA Sportsbook for any of their tournaments because we've been ahead so far for every tournament prior to that. So we'll see where that goes. And that's pretty much it. So, be safe out there. Keep having some fun. Keep on gambling. And good luck.